This is a time for healing and claiming what is true. If you find these words appealing, the healer needed is you.
I'm Dr. Jason. I help people heal themselves, teach them to heal themselves. I'm a holistic practitioner, a doctor of chiropractic, and a lifelong student and teacher of energy healing. And what we're going to be diving in today is the energy healing side of it that we are all naturally able to do. I love going to a Reiki practitioner. I love seeing quantum touch practitioners. I love experiencing all the different forms. I learned to transfer energy when I was a kid. At age 14, I started sensing energy, started learning how to direct it with my own thoughts and work with it. And I've been able to introduce people to it and teach them how to work with it in various forms. And this past year, I was introduced to a teacher. I met him at the Holistic Fair, in fact. Meet all kinds of cool people here. Ricky Tran taught me to completely activate the chakra system, the major energy system, and to be a conduit for the Creator's love, for cosmic energy, for the energy of creation. It's our nature. It's what we're all designed for. But we get stressed, we get shut down, we close down because we're not really taught that that is our nature. We're not taught that it's simple, that we are connected, that we are co-creators, that we are very powerful in our own thinking, very powerful in our own resonance. Has anyone heard of the law of attraction? It's become pretty common speak these days, which is awesome. And it's not as simple as you might think. Well, think what you want and then it comes to you. Not exactly. You ever tried that? You have like positive affirmations. You're like, I'm attracting this, I'm attracting this, I'm attracting this, and it's still not here. Because the energy of what you're trying to attract is it's still not here. Or you're not in a vibrational match for it yet. The law of resonance is more what we get to experience on the day-to-day. You attract to life what you are, the very way that you're being, the very way that you're showing up and interacting with life. So in being a conduit for the Creator's love, it raises your vibration, but it also requires that you are open enough and calm enough and relaxed enough and in a happy state of mind to really be able to receive it and sense it. Now, you'll receive it anyway, just by the mere act of welcoming it, by the mere act of inviting it. But you may not even recognize it if you're not in enough of an alignment to feel it and to notice it. Now, not everybody's sensitive to energy. I lucked out when I was a kid. I could feel it. I started to learn how to work with it and focus it with my mind. I'm not special in that. There's so many people who can do that. And I've worked with many people and taught the work that we're going to do right now, how to work with this energy, and they don't feel it, but they have a sense of openness. They may have a sense of maybe a warmth or maybe just a calmness that sets in. I invite you to be aware of whatever your natural experience is and don't compare it to somebody else's as a gauge of if you're doing it right or not. The other most important piece of being a conduit for the love of your Maker is to know that you are worthy of it. I'll let that set for just a second. Many people I've worked with have come from a traumatic background. They come into the neurological reconditioning type of work that I do in my practice, and they've been traumatized. They've had significant wounding, body, mind, and soul. Or body, mind. The soul is not really woundable in my opinion. But they maybe have a sense of they've been punished, or they're not good enough, or their thoughts weren't good enough, or maybe because of what I've done, I'm not really worthy. And it's somewhere in there, probably a good 60% of the people I work with. And so I always love to announce what's so true to me is that you have always been, are now, and always will be completely worthy of the love that made you, of the love that is you. So that's the love that I'm talking about. It's the very fabric of creation. That's what I'm inviting you to welcome into your being. It's the only energy that I work with, that I would advise anybody to work with. It's the highest vibration of creation. And when you align with that vibration, you become an extension of that creation. When you are in resonance with the love that made you, and then you direct it with your thoughts, oh, get ready for life to change. It will rearrange around that new resonance in surprising ways. I learned from Carolyn Mace, one of the most intense prayers that you can ever utter to the life that you're currently living. And that is, God, show me your face. When you ask to have this resonance and this connection with the Creator in such a way that you mean it and you invite that in, get ready for everything that's not in resonance with that to fall away, or to be pulled away, or to leave your space. And it sometimes stings a little bit, but amazing things show up instead. Am I speaking to the right room? Is this something that you all are interested in? Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to invite everybody to a very simple concept of just grounding. Because if you just go into the highest energy vibration and you're not rooted here in the body, it can be very destabilizing, and it can throw you off and even make you feel a little anxious sometimes. So I love to just take a moment to ground. How do we do that? Well, you have to put your bare feet on the earth and hug a tree or whatever. No, you don't. Those are great practices, but you can just simply feel gravity. Take a moment just to feel the pressure on the chair, feel your feet on the floor. Breathe in through your nose, and then take a longer, slower breath out through your mouth. In through the nose, maybe even a brief pause, and then a longer, slower breath out through the mouth. That helps your nervous system shift out of the fight or flight into a more rest, growth, and healing state. Because you can't grow and heal and be in survival at the same time. They're different neurological pathways. So breathe, relax, and think in this moment about something that you truly cherish, that you love, that's easy to think about. Not the person you might be a little upset with, but you love them anyway. That's not what I'm talking about. Go to something that's just easy, that just feels warming to you. A practice of gratitude goes a long way in helping us to orient with the vibrations of creation. Being grateful for what is, being grateful for the very breath that you're receiving. Grateful for this community of awesome people who have come together today. Grateful for the challenges that have forced you to grow so that you can now be even better than you ever were. And from that state, let's go. Let's invite the Creator's love. I invite everybody, if you're comfortable with it, just to gently place your fingertips on the crown of your head, the crown chakra, the seventh chakra, the major energy center, basically at the brain, and then place the fingertips of your other hand gently on the forehead. So we're stimulating an energy flow directly into the brain, the major conduit of energy in form, the major energy centers that help us to connect to Source, the Creator. And then I invite you just to receive that loving energy, and I'm just going to be a conduit and transfer energy to the entire group, anybody who may be watching this, to receive that energy now, to open you to being a conduit and a vessel for God's love. Okay, go ahead and you can keep your hands there if you want, or feel free to relax them down. And now just have an intention and just close your eyes and be in the space, and I'll come right to you to help activate everything. Take a moment just to receive that loving energy just pouring right into your crown, just right there with your own intention, with your own welcoming of it. and knowing that you're worthy of it. And we're just receiving unconditional love of our Creator. This is not love that we know it as human love. This is love of just pure creation, love for the sake of love, with absolutely no conditions. Just inviting, just receiving that loving energy, just pouring right down into your crown, right down into your being. Did you feel the energy of the room shift a little bit? Has everyone tuned into that same frequency? Now, for anyone who may not have felt anything and you think, well, maybe I wasn't ready or I didn't tune in enough, I'm going to be here until 5 o'clock, and I would love for you to come to my table if you're like, maybe I need a little bit more, maybe I need a little more connection. Come grab a chair, and I'm glad to work with you one-on-one. Now, the simplest meditation that you will ever learn is all that you need to do on a daily basis to maintain that connection that we just established. You breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, 3 calming, quick breaths, slow breaths, whatever feels relaxing. Maybe more if you need, if it's been a rough day, but get into a relaxed state. And then just focus on receiving energy, just like you did after that transfer. Receiving energy into your crown for 5 minutes a day is plenty of connection to keep the chakra system open and connected as a conduit for God's love for the rest of your life. If you skip a day, come see me. It's only $500 to reactivate. No, I'm kidding. So if you skip a day, it's not like you're going to close down. I have found that if you just don't do it for a few days, 4 or 5 days, sometimes like the bandwidth starts to shut down because we have very stressful lives out there. And so if every day you do it, and if you miss a day here and there, that's okay. But if every day you focus on receiving that energy, you're going to maintain that connection and develop it and grow it. Now, here's the cool thing. With a simple intention of being a conduit for that energy, you can transfer that energy right out your fingertips. So if you have a shoulder issue, an elbow issue, if you're working with somebody else, a very gentle, light touch, and then you have the intention of transferring that energy, and then you get the heck out of the way and just focus on receiving energy through your crown. Because you're not the one doing the healing anyway. It's between them and the Creator. The Creator's energy knows exactly what to do because it's the same stuff that made the body. So you don't have to even think about, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to twist the energy this way, I'm going to pull this off of that, blah, blah, blah. You know, and I'm not dismissing any of those kinds of practices, but in this approach, it is so simple to be just a conduit. And the more you get out of the way, the better conduit you are. Relaxed, calm, happy, and then just receive. That's the magic formula for this work. So if you want to try it now, you can try to transfer energy either to someone next to you if they're okay with you touching them, or if you want to just touch your own wrist or shoulder or feel where you want to send that energy to, and then just have an intention of being that flow, and then just receive it through your crown. If when you're doing that, you start to feel a lot of heat and it's like it almost builds back into your own hands, stop. That's enough energy. You can overdo it. So just go with what feels calming and right. And if you have an intention of only bringing in what's for their highest good, you're not going to mess anything up. Always do it with positive intentions because we are made in the image. And what we put our focus on and our attention on and our resonance into, we do create. We do call into existence in support of the whole creative process that we share. And if we do that in a way that is a negative quality of life, you can do that. It's not fun. And you're going to have a very interesting experience. I don't recommend that one. If you do it in alignment with what gives more, what lifts people up, what lifts the consciousness of humanity up, get ready because the entire universe is going to conspire to help you. That's what I teach. That's what I guide people to. And I take people wherever they're at on their journey, step at a time, to bring them closer to that unity with their maker, because that's, I believe, how we're meant to live. Every one of us is a unique expression of that love that we're an extension of. That's my philosophy. That's what I live by. So why does a chiropractor come in here and teach about all this? Well, because I was an energy practitioner first, and I see the nervous system as the physical conduit of soul. It's our interface between the physical and the spiritual reality. It's how we interact with the world. It's the master system that controls and regulates everything in the body. I do a lot of work to help support healing of the nervous system, and you now can just bring in the energy you need to support the energetic needs. That will also support healing in a profound way. And the more you allow it in your own awareness, and the more you allow it in your own belief of what's possible for God's energy to do through your own body, the more it can do. The only limit to it that I'm discovering in my own healing and my own work with other people is my own belief. And that's pretty cool. It's also difficult to get that out of the way sometimes. So I have a whole journey that I'm guiding people on to help tune into the truth in their own body, to learn how to be in tune with their intuition, to test out the beliefs that no longer serve and align with them, to then get more in tune with that loving vibration. So there's flyers on the back table there. I also have the same flyers on my desk, or my table in the booth there. The Our Minds Change journey that I invite people onto is free. The music that we've been listening to in the Trinity Room is from my poetry. It's all loving and uplifting and supportive. It is a step-by-step guide. You're not broken. Get up again. Be who you're meant to be. Reweave the patterns. The truth is in the field. Go back in time and shift the patterns that no longer serve you, and on until we get to you are love, follow your heart, and the master plan of love, forgive, and know I am. And I'm writing a book that goes on a much deeper dive on what all that means and how to apply that in your own day-to-day life with simple body-mind practices. And I'm providing a 19-week essence of that book through an email journey. So if you want to go onto that site and sign up with your email address for free, I'd love to just share what I'm pouring into the world with you. And you can go and stream all the music for free too. If you want a hip-hop rap version of it too, that's on there too, or hard rock or whatever. I've had a blast creating all these different songs using AI to put my message out into the world. Or if you want help with your personal journey, I'm here in Fort Worth at Evolve Holistic Center, right off of Camp Bowie next to the Sunflower Shop. If you don't know where that is, it's about 5 minutes from here. Just go north on Bryan Irvin and turn right. You know, it's easy to get to a place that can support a whole picture of health. But you have, within your own being, within your own mind, the ability to change your health. The ability to call in the very energy that made you to do whatever you need in your healing, in your personal growth, and just remember that you're worthy of it. And allow beliefs that get in the way of that to be questioned. Any questions? Well, I thank you all so much for being here today, for taking the time out of the fun fair to come into this room and experience this. And you don't have to show by hands or anything, but if anybody did not have an experience of it and you want to see, well, maybe I could experience more if I had a one-on-one interaction, come see me at the table. I'd be glad to send you home today with a visceral experience of your own energy system. And again, not everybody feels it, but I've found most people sense it in some way. And then when you learn that when you are transferring it and you're receiving it, there's a flow that happens. And I'm very sensitive to energy, so I can tell you, yeah, that's flowing, or no, that's not. Like you'll see goosebumps pop up on my arm when the flow's going every time. Then you know how that feels going through you. You are an energy healer. My mission is to awaken the healers in this world, to align everybody with love. Our lived experience is the medicine that we have to share. We're all healers in our own way. And when you meet somebody with presence and you meet them aligned with a loving vibration, you are the healer. And that doesn't mean that you don't need healers in your own life. And some of the healers show up and they're like the jerks that you're like, why did they just say that? Because they showed what resonated in you that wasn't yet 100% love. Thank them. It's hard to sometimes, I get it. But they are some of your best teachers and your best healers, showing blocks to love so you can let it flow.
This is a time for healing and claiming what is true. If you find these words appealing, start revealing the wonders that love can do. Awaken healers, there's much healing